Give us your impressions first, Bob, of your experience at Millennium. You were here for 3 months. What did you feel? What was your experience being here?
I found my experience at Millennium to be just absolutely wonderful. I came there with a very, very open mind to learn more about the work of Dr. Norberto Kepi and Dr. Claudia Pacheco, and it just met my expectations beyond belief, especially the people that I met. I really learned what good, true, and beautiful truly meant in life. They're just not words, they're real.
You know, when I was traveling in Canada, you had the very challenging job of covering some classes for me for about 2 weeks. And what did you experience working with the methodology at Millennium? How was that experience for you?
That there was just kind of like a bond, and you could see light bulbs going on in the students' minds. And it was exhausting, yet it was exhilarating. And I found myself after those classes, because of the participation of the students, their desire to learn, their enthusiasm, their passion, I think really their understanding of who they are. And Kepi's work, as you read it and you absorb it, it's not only beneficial, it's extremely therapeutic.
This thing of therapy, I think, is interesting because the students get a lot more than an English class, don't they? They develop in a lot of different ways. Talk a bit about how you see that.
There's a lot of benefits at Millennium that if I were to look at other schools, and one example that I'll share with you, I had the privilege, as you know, many times of interviewing prospective students. And there was a young lady who worked for a company. Her daily interaction was mainly with people on English, and she didn't feel very comfortable. So there was an elderly man, and I think you know who I'm speaking of, and his wife sitting behind me, and he took a liking to me. So I asked him, would you please explain to this student why you come to Millennium? And I says, if you want, do it in Portuguese. That way she'll truly be able to feel and understand what you said. And as I break down what he said in Portuguese to English, I understood him say the difference of Millennium versus other schools is that you're treated as a person. You learn. It's therapy. It's not like the papagayos. In other words, it's not like parrots repeating one after the other. The dog ran across the street. The dog ran across the street. So there is a difference. It's interaction. It's not only interaction between the teacher, but it's interaction with the students. It's really taking Kepi's work, addressing these pathologies that all exist within every one of us, breaking them down, discussing it, and then it becomes therapeutic. And I noticed very quickly how their confidence began to grow, how their ability, where they once would only speak a few words of English in passing, they would take their conversation to a new height. They would continue to speak. From the first time that I came there until I left, I noticed a transformation in these people. And that's a benefit of that school. Not only do they learn to speak English, not only do they learn to feel good and learn how to feel within them, but they're able to take that and then communicate that to someone like me. And I not only heard
Bob, what I notice is that people make a real bond here at Millennium within the classroom, the students, but also with the teacher. It's like a social development experience, isn't it? Not just an English course.
It really was. I mean, for example, you know, at nights when students who I had met from other teachers, not your students, but like Luciara's or Vicky's, they would come by the studio, and we would go outside and we would laugh and we would talk, and it was a family there. it really was a true trilogical experience where people could share. And it's an amazing school. It truly is. It's not like the Papagayos. And quite frankly, my experience in learning languages has been the dog crossed the street. A lot of repetition and didn't really have any meat behind it.